I've never seen the infamous Northern Lights, even though they were actually recently visible in Maine. I just don't live where they were actually visible. The closest I've seen is going to this cool ice castle exhibition a few years back. Somehow they take these big blocks of ice and carve them into castles. You can go during the day, but the real experience is at night. They had all these colored lights that were shining in the sky and across all the ice castles to sort of emulate the Northern Lights. I think they moved the exhibit around from year to year, but when we went, it was a couple hours away. It's funny how your memory works, because what I also remember about that night was the deep blue starry sky. Anyway, when Sophia sent me the box of these mountain wood bezels, and I'll link that video below, I knew immediately what I wanted to do with them. So I've been ordering from this Etsy store for a long time now. In fact, she has a YouTube channel that I'll link below too. She has no idea who I am. Anyway, she makes these really unique molds and bezels and stuff called fusion film. She happened to send this sample of fantasy flakes in an order a while back, and I thought they'd be perfect to give these mountains a Northern Lights look. You'll have to wait till the end because I have something cool I'm going to do with these. I'm selectively placing the chunks with the glitter so it will look like the stars, and I'm also leaving little tiny gaps for later on. I'm starting with the biggest pieces, and then I go a little smaller and a little smaller. And once I get the background the way I want it, then I'll kind of take the finer, more glittery bits and lay them in on the front. I do cure in between each layer because I want to make sure that those UV rays can get in there. These pieces are definitely opaque. And I'm just finishing up here by picking up these last little bits that have a lot of extra glitter and putting them in specific places to kind of, again, make it more look like lights kind of poking through. But like I said, I am leaving some little gaps there on purpose because I want this effect to work at the end. These tiny glittery bits are only going to enhance the Northern Light effect at the end. After a quick cleanup here, I filled just the bezel portion with resin. In hindsight, I probably should have done my top coating as well at this stage, but I waited till the very end to do that. It works out fine, don't get me wrong, but it would have been a little bit easier had I done the top coating right now at this point. So here's where the fun part comes in. What are Northern Lights without the lights? This blue mica powder is lighter and brighter than the blue that is in the Fantasy Flakes. So I believe it's going to really kind of glow through there and look like that twinkling night sky. As you may see, I mixed up that mica powder a bit thicker than I normally would because it's actually phosphorescent powder or glow-in-the-dark powder. So I need it to be a little thicker so it can do its thing. Now you can see why I said it would have been easier to do my top coating at that earlier stage. Because I laid it on so thick in the back there in that one area, it won't lay flat. So I had to elevate it on a little piece of blue tack, and then I leveled it, and then I was able to apply the top coat. So let's see how these do after I attach hardware and go find a dark closet I can test these out in. First, let's take a close look at how those stars came out. They kind of look like they're twinkling already. Now let's go find a dark closet to test these out in. I like how they look both day and night. So what do you think of my version of the Northern Lights?